I wrote some ideas that I have at different times down on the walls here because I'm going to paint here. It'll all get taken off there and cleaned up nicely, but for now it's a nice little note board. And I was thinking about the connectedness of the Morgellons, let's call it. Whatever's under the skin, toxically swelling up areas and bringing on disorders of all kinds, which are most commonly called cancer and arthritis and COPD and anyway, and what it feels like, what the sensations are through your body, and in thinking about how it feels and where the issues are, I can create a mental image of my body and what must be happening in order for that to be the case. The things to feel the way they do and look the way they do, and the problems I have to be the nature that they are. Bunions, swollen knuckles, sallow areas, pulsing veins that shouldn't be, and hair and skin color changes and texture changes. What must be the underlying condition that's bringing that on? And I wrote it down on the wall here one time, and I think I'm hitting pretty close to the mark. What it seems to be is like centered at the top of the head. Well, I'll just show the picture here, and I can describe it. You know, it's on the physical body. It's on your head. It's on the back of your neck. It runs down the spine. It's concentrated around every joint, and it's associated with skin, hair, color, texture changes, swollen, infected condition, which creates a septic condition under the skin, which leads to all kinds of problems and parasitic. But this is what I got. Check it. This is my recent and probably my new philosophy as far as health. No entropy. Living tissue regenerates. All disease is a result of toxic overload and or parasitic infection. Now, CSF. Yummy. Cerebrospinal fluid. You see the shape there? It's a bacteria. It's also a thought bubble. The thought bubble goes down to here. What's this thing here? This is the invader. This is the swollen mass on the head. It's thin and stretched out, kind of like a wafer thin octopus. Imagine it. And so my head would be right here in this picture. This is the mucosal trail of mycelium network in the fungus, and it spreads out from here and connects every joint and every one of its little swollen areas together, because a fungus is one thing and it fills your whole body. It's not, your disorders, my disorders at least, are not an individual type of disorder, bacteria, fungus, or problem that exists exclusively in its own area. Oh, that's something with your elbow, but the thing with your knee is not connected to what's going on with your elbow. That's ridiculous. It's all the same thing. And it's all connected by the toxic fungus thing that stems from the top, head to toe. This part here would represent its tendrils that go right into each joint. That's why my shoulders swell and hurt and have pain, and my earlobe will swell and bleed because of the infection inside, because this is a parasite, a mucosal parasite that grows under your skin and exists in that area between your organs and your muscles, under your skin, in the plasma. It's sentient. It's trying to tie into your nervous system, really, is what I believe, and pretend to be you, because its body is a mucus, which is gross. It's got no true form, but it does have a mentality and a cohesiveness to it that gives it its form, which is the mucus parasite, right? And it's not accidentally given to us. We're infected with this in the Western world. Maybe this has been going on a couple hundred years. I don't know exactly how long it's been going on. Seems like it's been going on for a long time. Check out this guy. He's on a white horse. He's fighting a lizard. Anyway, this is not a lizard, but it may be put on us by the lizard people. See, what if you had something you could infect an entire species with that you wanted to, have them be under your control so they never posed a threat to you, but they could still function somewhat, but you could control them easily. You just infect them with this thing, and they don't know it's there, and it limits their lifespan. That way the people don't live hundreds of years like they're supposed to, and begin to understand what's going on. Your slave race needs to die before they realize they're slaves. Otherwise, there will be slave uprisings, and that will cause problems. And even if, what they do is they just quit doing the things you want them to, that's a problem. But what if they realize how badly they're getting fucked, and they start going around deliberately sabotaging the things you were having them do and destroying them? That's even bigger problem. We can't have that. Slaves will figure out they're slaves if they live long enough. We'll infect them with some sort of mucosal parasite that grows inside them along with them, and at a certain point overtakes them, and they die from it earlier than they should, by a lot. Think about it. Living tissue regenerates. All disease is a result of toxic overload and or parasitic infection. In my opinion. And what brings on and feeds this condition? Well, let's see. This thing here, that lives, under the skin and spreads out over your whole body, loves, well, where does it go? It starts in your skull, in your crown, your chakra, your ears, eyes, pineal gland. It tries to tie into your whole nervous system, because somewhere in this mucosal crap that's under the skin and creating all these problems for my health, there's a sentience, there's some sort of nervous system that runs through the mucus thing, and it's alive. It believes itself to be, every bit as important as you or me, and it wants to experience my life through my senses. So what does it do? It grows a mycelium into my nervous system, taps into those senses, and then it can see, and it can hear, and it can feel, and it can get hungry, and it can want foods and different things. And that's when they say parasites control your behavior. That's how it does it. This is just a parasite that's not really talked about or known, but it's known. So anyway, it ties in there, and this is why it concentrates so much in your head, because that's where most of your sense organs are. And from there it goes to the spine and your medulla oblongata, because that's where all of your lower body and your brain meet. All the nerves meet there. And it fills your glands. Your glands are chakras: thyroid, thymus, solar plexus, root chakra. It's everywhere. It weaves your spine from top to bottom. And as it proliferates, it causes swelling and problems in the joints, in your knuckles, in your wrists, elbows, shoulders, spine, hips, knees, ankles, on and on and on and on. And what does this thing here like to feed on that helps it to grow and do all these things it needs to do to connect into your consciousness and pretend it's you and then control your behavior? It likes metal, and it uses the metals it consumes to create the network of mycelium, which is now an electrically conductive nervous system overlaying your nervous system so that it can tap into it with barium, aluminum, chlorine, fluoride, strontium, lithium, lead. Heavy metal. It likes metals. It eats them. It grows a nervous system that overlays your nervous system, my nervous system. No, it's just me, though. This isn't happening to anyone else. Everyone else who has a problem or disorder that looks the same and seems to cause problems for them, that's something different. This is just something that's only happening to me because I'm special. That's what's going on. Yeah, right. It's happening to everybody. The difference is I'm too much of a thinker and an individual to just take the answer that's given to me, or right off the top from our authority figures. Oh, it's because of this and this. I've seen too many experts that are fucking can't change a tire. I've seen too many educated, supposedly intelligent, upstanding members of society who got great careers, making lots of money and paying all their bills because they are rich and can afford to, that are total fucking tools and so stupid I can't even talk to them because they live in this fantastical dream world that was created for them by their education, apparently. They're so educated that they know nothing now. And they deny that what their own senses tell them because that's not what was in the book. That can't be. It's all a fraud, people. Science, medicine, government, wars, military, police, our judicial system. The Constitution is the cons to you and me. Shun. Anyway, this is what we are really in essence. There's the person that you can see. You see him running here. And what you don't see is the energy. Ground is down here. Up above us in the ionosphere, the ionos plane, the ground is here, massive electrons. The potential is the static field in between, where we exist. We exist as a result of a signal, a resonant frequency that's happening between the positive charge in the sky and the ground potential below us. And there's a whirlpool going up off our crown into the sky because we are actually up here in the mind, but we have a physical form now. That energy spirals down, creates a pathway, resonance happening right there, and electrons give us our form and keep our shape. Ooh, they heard me talking. They heard me talking. Oh, get out of there, fly. And they sent in a plane. I'm a perfectly normal airplane man. How about I come fly my jetliner slowly at low altitude over your town all day? Boy, that sounds like a great idea. So, yeah. Parasites, under skin, taking people over, making sure they can't do what they want to do, and they don't live long enough to realize they're slaves. And the real energy system is between the earth and the sky, which is where we exist. You can't deny that we exist between the earth and the sky. No matter where you go, you're between the earth and the sky. Up here's the positive potential, where current flows. Down here is the electrical electrons. The electrical potential? I guess the electrons are down here. This is the negative charge. That's why it's called ground. This is the sky. It's as far as you can get from the ground. That's called polarity. So it's positive up here. Lightning actually is a buildup of electrons that goes from the ground, and when it gets close enough to the positive potential, the electricity jumps the gap and it follows the electron trail back to the ground, and that's why lightning branches out and looks like it's going from the top down, which it is. The light we see comes from the top down, but that's the air being turned into plasma by the electricity as it follows the electron path back to the ground. It's actually coming from the ground up, but that's the part you don't see. That precedes the part you do see. We're like a lightning strike in that way. We're like a standing wave, we resonance is right here. This is where our body takes form, but unknown to us, there's a wireless electrical energy, electromagnetic energy going to the sky. And this is why this thing here starts at your head and takes over your spine, your chakras, all your key points, your nerves, your joints. Your joints are chakras too, really. Chakra means wheel in Sanskrit. It's symbolic of things as well as literally a wheel. So anyway, that's what I got for now. This is a little bit different video than I was going to make, but hey, that's the thing that's keeping us all slaves and making sure we don't live long enough to realize we're slaves. And on top of that, we're lied to about everything. Everything. Why would you tell your slave something true? If you told them the truth, they might get pissed off and not want to be your slave anymore. And then even if they couldn't be free of the things you've done to them, they could refuse to do the work you want them to do. Now, you tell them it's all perfectly normal and we're helping you. We're doing the best we can. Now, race for a cure. That's what you tell your slaves. So they don't realize they're slaves, and they tell their kids that that's what's real and good and true, and that's what's happening. Okay, Dad, I believe you. I'll be a slave too. Ooh, I'm so happy with my cancer. Because it's not about living forever. It's about living with cancer.